All right, today we're going to tear down one of the most powerful manifestos ever written about innovation, about thinking differently. We're going to get right into what makes this thing so iconic, and honestly, why it still hits so hard today.
So let's start with the big question. Who exactly are we talking about here? Who are the crazy ones? Because right from the get-go, this manifesto makes it clear it's not a toast to the usual suspects. First up, we have the misfits. You know who I'm talking about. These are the people who just don't quite fit in. They're wired differently, they see the world from a weird angle, and they always feel a little out of sync with everyone else. Then you've got the rebels. Now, these folks, they don't just feel different, they act on it. They're the ones pushing back, questioning the rules, and just flat out refusing to do what they're told. And of course, when you push back, what do people call you? A troublemaker. Yep. These are the people who shake things up, who disrupt the status quo, and who are never, ever afraid to stir the pot. So when you put it all together, you get this incredible dedication. It's basically a shout out to anyone who's ever been told they're too weird, too loud, or just don't belong. It's saying, yeah, that's you, and that's a good thing. But look, it's not just about what other people call them, it's about what's going on inside their heads. So what is it that really sets them apart? What makes them tick? And there it is. That's the secret sauce. It's all about perspective. Every single one of them, the misfit, the rebel, the troublemaker, they're all connected by this one simple fact. They just don't see the world the same way everyone else does. And that, right there, creates this massive clash. On one side, you have the rest of the world, running on rules and doing things the way they've always been done. And on the other side, you have these people who look at the status quo and just don't care. It's like they're running on a completely different operating system. So, what happens when these two worlds collide? Well, you get some pretty intense reactions. People don't just feel meh about these types. You either think they're brilliant visionaries, or you think they're dangerous heretics. Sometimes both at the same time. But here's the thing. Whether you love them or you hate them, the manifesto makes a really bold claim. It says there is one thing you absolutely cannot do. And this, right here, is where their real power comes from. You just can't. They're impossible to overlook. Their ideas, their work, their very presence, it sends ripples through everything. They force you to pay attention. Okay, so why is that? Why are they so unignorable? It's not just because they're loud or trying to get attention. No, it's about the very real, very tangible effect they have on the world. And the answer is actually pretty simple. One, they change things. They don't just talk, they do. They invent, they create, they build. And two, all that change, all that invention, well, that's how the human race moves forward. They're the engine. Once you get that, once you realize these so-called troublemakers are actually the ones driving progress, it totally forces you to rethink everything you thought you knew about them. Which brings us right back to the beginning. That word, crazy. Is that really the right label for people who push us all forward? Or, hey, maybe the problem isn't with them. Maybe it's with our definition of crazy. And this is the big twist. The manifesto flips the script. It says what you might call crazy, we see as genius. It's the same person, the same actions, just seen through a different lens. It's a total reframing. So where does all this leave us? What's the final punchline? After we've reframed crazy into genius, what are we supposed to do with that? Well, it gives us a brand new definition of what genius even is. See, it's not about your IQ score. It's not about your degrees. Genius is having a belief that is so big, so absolutely audacious that it sounds, well, crazy. It's the belief that you, one person, can actually change the world. And that's the kicker. That belief, it's not just some nice thought. It's the essential first step. It is the one thing you have to have before you can actually do anything. Because the people who are just crazy enough to think they can change the world, they're the only ones who ever actually do. And so, we're left with a question. A challenge, really. And it's not about them anymore. It's about you. In a world that begs you to fit in, to be normal, are you crazy enough to think you can make a difference? Are you?